A man gets probation after tricking women into changing his diapers. A Santa Claus has infected dozens of people at an aged care facility. And a French judge rules that the noisy frogs must go. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. I'm your host, Jonesy. Got some great stories from around the world today. They're very weird. I'm inside a closet, recording per usual. Oh boy.
You're listening to Weird AF News with your host, Jonesy. So listen up.
A man tricked women into changing his diapers. A New Orleans judge sentenced a man to 5 years of probation who admitted to tricking women into changing his diapers by pretending to have a disability. This guy's name is Rutledge Diaz IV. He must also maintain some employment, undergo internet addiction counseling, stay off social media, and complete 400 hours of community service after he pleaded guilty. How's he going to keep a job when he needs to have his diapers changed? He's going to wear diapers to a job? Although I guess there's a lot of elderly men that are wearing diapers, possibly to a job. I don't know any, but it's quite possible. This guilty plea, it says here, puts an end to a strange criminal saga that came to light in 2019 when the Louisiana State Police arrested this guy Diaz for convincing a series of women to change his diapers. Diaz had posed on babysitting apps as the brother of a man named Corey. Corey, he claimed, had mental and physical disabilities. He convinced the women to treat Corey, who is actually Diaz himself, as if he were a child. Okay, so he puts an advertisement on an app saying, hey, please take care of my brother. He has emotional and physical disabilities. It's actually him. They show up. He pretends to be the brother, quote, Corey, to get his diapers changed. At the court hearing, it says here, 2 women spoke of their sense of betrayal when they found out that Diaz did not suffer from the disabilities that he claimed. One of them said, I used to believe that almost everyone in the world was inherently good. In this case, I was wrong. Oh, the loss of your innocence right here in a court case. It's a shame that you had to lose it this way. Yeah, we all believe that the world is inherently good in the very beginning of life, and then, I don't know, you live long enough, you see that most people are just shit, and hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. It's a big disappointment when you live long enough and you realize that there's hardly anybody who's inherently good. But thanks for playing. Try again. Diaz's lawyers said that he did suffer from some mental health and substance abuse problems. He described his actions as a response to childhood sexual trauma. Oh, great. Yeah, we all have stuff in our past, okay? Most of our childhoods aren't so great. It doesn't give you the excuse to trick women into changing your diaper, you weirdo. Now, this diaper changing situation seems like a sexual fetish. Am I right? It's a sexual fetish? There's so many strange fetishes. Do you remember the genitalia mutation fetish that I covered in a story when a guy agreed to get castrated by a stranger at a hostel? I think the diaper fetish is somewhere around there, but not to the extreme. And what a strange thing to trick people into doing. I mean, it's a brilliant plan to get someone to come over your house and change your diaper. But, I mean, you could have done something so much more fun. Like had them come over and feed you cheesecake, something like that. That sounds like a great time. Santa Claus infects dozens at an aged care facility. The coronavirus pandemic continues to wreak havoc in Europe, as you know. And now a man dressed up as Santa Claus is found to be behind a worrying outbreak in Belgium. There are now 75 cases linked to this elderly care home in the Belgian town of Mall, just days after the, quote, Superspreader Santa attended to spread some Christmas cheer. Will he spread some more than Christmas cheer? The man was dressed as Saint Nick, it says here. He attended the home last weekend. He went on to infect 14 staff members and 61 residents. My goodness, this guy is a super spreader Santa. Please don't come down my chimney, Santa. I don't want you. The mayor of Mall, Wim Kuyers, told the Belgian media that it was a very dark day for the care home. It will be all hands on the deck during the coming week. It was made with the best intent, of course, but it went wrong. It has been a very dark day for the daycare home. It is a very great mental strain to bear for the man that played St. Nicholas that day, as well as for the organizers and the staff. Why didn't you test St. Nick before you let him in an elderly home center? I don't understand that at all. What, did you show up? Oh, he's wearing gloves and a beard. That's enough protection. Come on in, buddy. What is wrong with you? You got to protect the elderly. An aged care facility. These are very, very vulnerable locations. You got to screen everybody that goes in there, the family, and of course, St. Nick. I don't care if he's St. Nick. He's a saint. You got to take his temperature. The aged care facility says masks were worn by the residents and the staff, but the photos later showed that that was not the case. Initially, they said that the rules had been followed, but then straight away you receive photos from the families of residents where you can see that this was not the case. People were not wearing masks with the Santa, taking photos with the Santa, maskless. Were some of them sitting on his lap? Oh, no. You sat on a Superspreader Santa's lap? Disastrous. Thankfully, everybody at the home that has the coronavirus is suffering only mild to moderate symptoms, and healthcare workers from Antwerp province and Red Cross employees have been sent in to bring the outbreak under control. Well, who's going to take that Santa under control? He can't be going to homes. Christmas Eve is right around the corner, all right? This guy's not allowed to go out there into the world and spread it around. We got to test these Santas. And while we're at it, test the Easter bunnies as well. I don't want no Easter bunnies coming around hiding eggs that have this. I'm very worried about the holidays these days, as you can tell. Of course, stories like this are just adding to the Santa anxiety that the children are already fearing, already experiencing, as I covered in a previous article. Santa COVID anxiety is real. The CDC needs to do something about this, or otherwise, a lot of unsuspecting families are going to have a holy COVID Christmas. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. A French judge rules that the noisy frogs must go. Ooh, a frog article. I don't come across these very often. The French court has had their final word. The frogs must go. Grignols frogs specifically must go. I don't know who Grignol is. Must be someone with a lot of frogs. The frogs in a Dordogne village have been served notice after the judge decided that they make so much noise during the mating season that they are a complete nuisance to the neighbors. And after 9 years of legal battles, Michel and Annie Pecheras have been told that they have 90 days to drain their 300 square meter pond at their home in the village of Grignols, population 587, and get rid of these noisy amphibians. Environmental campaigners say that some of the frogs are actually protected species, so you can't do that. Oh my goodness, I've never seen such frog drama in my life. One of the neighbors claims that they measured the noise that these frogs make, and it's at 63 decibels when recorded from the open window of the neighbor's bedroom. Oh, I don't know, is that a lot? 63 decibels? Is that some noisy-ass frogs, or am I? And after a threat of hefty fines and imprisonment even, after a judgment, the Pecheras family have begun emptying this pond, which is also home to fish and ducks and an oasis for passing wildlife, including herons, deer, and wild boar. Oh boy, you can't have wild boar running around your yard, though. That seems a little dangerous, correct? I mean, it's a lovely oasis, I get it, but wild boar? I'm surprised the neighbors are complaining about the frogs when you have wild boar running around. What if you have children? You can't have a wild boar running around when there's children in the neighborhood. They'll get mauled. I've seen it in movies. These wild boar, they have those tusks, and they make that loud noise. Ah, they're frightening, frightening beasts. I admit, though, I do love a nice pond. They're beautiful. And to actually have your own private pond in your yard, oh, that sounds like heaven, right? Go swimming anytime you want, do a little fishing. I learned how to swim in a pond in my hometown. Pond swimming. Yes, so ponds have a very special place in my heart. It says here, in the meantime, an environmental group, Société pour l'étude et le management de la nature dans le sud-ouest. It's a lot of French words. I have no idea what I just said. Some sort of environmental group is appealing to the Cour de Cassation, the highest court in France. The Association S'Etude Nature claims there are 6 protected species of frogs in this pond. Oh, there's some special frogs in this pond. All right, neighbor, you can't just remove them, okay? It's an endangered species you're talking about here. A petition has been passed around to save the frogs. It's reached more than 90,000 signatures in only 2 days. My goodness. This is the latest complaint of countryside noise that seems to make the headlines in France lately. Legal action has previously been taken against cocks crowing, smelly cows cowbelling, and quacking ducks. And a partridge in a pear tree. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 4 quacking ducks, and a crow that's smelling like rocks. That made no sense. There have also been complaints about the cacophony made by cicadas in a province. And what? You're going to complain about cicadas? Who are you suing over cicadas? Who can do anything about cicadas? Wow, just a bunch of nitpicky bitches over in France, it seems like, right? Seriously. What is with those cicadas making that noise? I don't like it. I'm suing my neighbor. I'm suing the city. I'm going to sue somebody. Quacking ducks and smelly cows. You could smell the cows? The cowbells are too loud for you? How about move out of the damn country, stupid? What did you think you were going to get when you moved to the country, the French countryside? What did you hear? Were you going to hear taxi cabs? No, you get quacking ducks, crowing cocks. You get a cacophony of cicadas, cowbells, and frogs as well. 9 geese are laying. You get a lot when you go to the countryside, correct? 11 pipers piping. Is that how it goes? I forget the words to this song, but it's definitely a great Christmas song if you don't mind, redundance.
Yay!
Hey, thanks again, weirdos, for being here, for taking in the weird news that I snagged off the web and read to you, and then tried to make funny. I tried my best, guys. I want to give some love to someone named Lurch, who left me a 5-star review on Amazon, which is pretty damn cool. Lurch wrote, "A state of chaos? No, it's just Florida. Again." And he's so right. It seems like a state of chaos, isn't it? Lurch writes, "Most of the news stories he reads I have heard the night before from my favorite radio station. They read off around 7 or so stories a day. I still get a good couple of laughs, though. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you, Lurch. I'm glad you get a couple of good laughs, at least. I try to give at least a couple of laughs. I do my best. Doesn't always work out that way. But I appreciate the review, certainly, and thank you so much. And that, Lurch, that puts you in the running for a free Florida Man t-shirt, because you wrote me a review on Amazon, which is great. So I'll be randomly picking a couple winners at the end of this week to receive t-shirts, Florida Man t-shirts, from memillennial.com. That's MEMELLIN. No, MEMEL. Oh my God, hold on. Okay, my bad. It's MEMELLENIAL.com, memillennial. They have minimalist meme apparel, and they're doing a Florida Man series. And yeah, so giving them a shout out, giving Lurch a shout out, and maybe you'll win a t-shirt, brah. Thanks for playing. Appreciate that. If you guys want to be eligible to get a free t-shirt, just leave me a review. Most of the reviews, they go on Amazon or iTunes, but there's other places. I'm not really aware of them, but if you leave them elsewhere, you can do a screenshot and email it to me, funnyjones@gmail.com, and I'll read it, and I'll put you in the running for a t-shirt. Pretty cool. We also have a new patron, and that is Cassandra George, who has joined the Patreon as of last night, and I'm very appreciative of Cassandra. Thank you so much, Cassandra George, for joining the Patreon. Please enjoy the extra weird AF media and content that is within the Patreon. I posted something last night that I thought was pretty cool. One of the weirdest sports that I've ever come across. Put up a video of that. Some of you may have even played this sport, although I just became aware of it, and now I want to play it very badly. Anyways, that's just a hint on what we put into the Patreon. So thank you, Cassandra, for supporting the show. I appreciate that so much. It means a lot around the holidays. I know times are tough around the holidays. Finances are a little tighter around the holidays, so it means a great deal, Cassandra. George, thank you for joining the Patreon. And because you joined the Patreon, that's part of the Patreon holiday challenge that Michael from Iowa City is still backing up. So anytime someone joins the Patreon, Michael will pledge $5 per patron to the Patreon holiday Weird AF News Challenge Support Fund, which is tremendous, tremendous, very gracious of Michael. So we're grateful. I want to thank everybody who reached out and called the show, left reviews, and I want you to know that I appreciate the support very much around the holidays. I hope you're having a great week thus far. We will, I guess we'll see you tomorrow, okay? If you want to reach out to the show, you have the number. If not, it's 646-450-2012. My email, one more time, funnyjones@gmail.com. And check out the website, weirdafnews.com.